In a world where everyone's got their panties in a bunch over these new generation super duper ultra stiff knee sleeves, why do I do most of my squatting in these old things? That's a big part of it, but it's not the whole story. I'm Dr. Seth, and today we're going to talk about why the EliteFTS Super Heavy knee sleeve is the best sleeve for training, and it's probably not the reason you think. And for full disclosure, yeah, I do work with Elite, but this video isn't sponsored. I'm not getting anything from it. I just freaking love these sleeves and think more people should be taking advantage of them. I've had this pair for 11 years, and yeah, they're a little bit crusty and gross, but they're still going strong. All right. The first thing we need to get into is why should you want to wear a pair of knee sleeves in the first place? And it's not to fix knee pain or prevent knee injury. Sleeves can help a jacked up knee feel a little bit better, but if that's the sole reason you are wearing them and you're using the sleeve as a band-aid without addressing your training or building more ability at the knee, you're not doing yourself any favors. I'm a huge proponent of doing a lot of my secondary and accessory work naked kneed so that I can build up my knees without any added support. Because if they work good without support, they're going to work even better with. So if it isn't pain, why do I wear knee sleeves? Well, they're legal in competition and they let me squat more. That's it. And I know what you guys are thinking. These ones are legal in competition, these being 2-plies, they're not. These are more supportive, these are slightly less. So why do I think that the Elite Super Heavies are a better option for training, even if I do compete in the Inzers? Well, they're this woven elastic material and are a lot more compliant than the Inzer. That means they're a hell of a lot easier to get on, and because they're double ply, they're at least comparable in support. They aren't quite Inzer level, but they're a huge step up from a normal neoprene sleeve. And why is that important? If I'm competing in the Inzer sleeves, I really don't want to take the 20 minutes to get them on every single squat session, but I still want a sleeve supportive enough that I can practice taking advantage of that support. The feel and the groove of these versus these isn't even close, but the feel of the Super Heavies versus the Inzers is almost identical. There's still something to push into. There's still a ton of compression and pop out of the hole, and I can just slip them on. And when it is the last few sessions of a meet prep, I am going to suffer through putting on the Inzers, but because I'm used to these, that tiny bit of extra support is going to help me feel better. Win, win, win. And if I'm competing in wraps, it's an even bigger win. I want to wear something that can kind of bridge my way to the wrap through my early warm-ups, but I sure as shit am not going to take the time to put on the Inzer just to take it off again halfway through the session. Super Heavy goes on easy for the warm-ups, then comes off easy so the wraps can go on. And when it comes to training and competing with supportive equipment, I don't want to be wearing the most gangstered out setup all the time. Obviously, there is the specificity component of learning how to load into the equipment, but we don't need the maximum support to learn that skill. And if you can train with a little bit less support, we can get more training stimulus out of less weight on the bar, and when we put the real deal on, it's just gonna feel better. So yeah, these things are freaking sick, and they're a way better option for training the majority of the time. You're not gonna change my mind. They last freaking forever, and they're only 49 bucks. The only disadvantage to them is that the size chart is a little funky, and for a solid fit, my best recommendation is to measure your knee diameter, add 1 to that number, and then match it to the top of sleeve measurement. I have a 15-inch knee and wear a 4XL, Miana has a 12-inch knee and wears a large. And if you want to go like really tight, you could match your knee measurement to the top of sleeve. Your feet just might go numb before you're done squatting. So guys, if you're sick of trying to get these ultra stiff sleeves on all the time, or if you're in the market for something a little bit more supportive than regular neoprene, I highly recommend checking out EliteFTS.com and nabbing a pair of the Super Heavies, link below. And if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and pass it on to a friend who needs new sleeves. And tickets to the next 6-week lecture intensive, the Blueprint to Resilience, are now live. It's happening in March, and the biggest limiting factor to a lifter's progress is going to be their ability to last long enough in the sport to actually reach their potential. The goal of this series is to teach you how to use conjugate principles to do just that, to the point that injury becomes an afterthought. Link below, check her out.